Today on TV Glimpse, the Umbrella Academy recaps Season 1. In 1989, 43 women simultaneously give birth. Despite showing no prior signs of pregnancy, 7 of the children are found and adopted by eccentric billionaire Sir Reginald Hargreaves, who raises them as a superhero team. Number 1. Luther, space boy, an astronaut with super strength. He lived on the moon for 4 years as a mission from his father. Number 2. Diego the Kraken, a rebellious troublemaker with the mild telekinetic ability to curve the trajectory of anything, including knives and bullets. Number 3. Allison Hargreaves, the rumor, a celebrity with the ability to control minds and bend reality with the phrase "I heard a rumor." Number 4 is Klaus, the seance, a flamboyant drug and alcohol addict with the ability to communicate with the dead and temporarily make them corporeal. Number 5, the boy, with the ability to jump through space and time. After traveling to the future, he ended up in a post-apocalyptic world, unable to get back. Number 6, Ben. He had crazy technical monster powers, but he died young. But he's managed to stay in touch with his brother Klaus through his power. Number 7. Vanya, Victor. She was not on the team because she didn't have any superpowers. She's just an ordinary average violin player who wrote an expose on their family. Number 5. Who disappeared 17 years before, appears in a ball of blue energy, claiming to have returned from the future. He has his 13-year-old body but claims that he is 58 years old. 5 warns his estranged sister Vanya that the world will end in 8 days. Vanya thinks 5's mind has been corrupted by time travel and that the world will not really end. Partly assisted by Klaus, Number 5 tries to find out the origin of a prosthetic eye he found in the future. Knowing that its owner will soon destroy the world, the brothers learn that the eye has yet to be manufactured in the present. It is revealed that in the apocalyptic future, 5 found his siblings dead and removes the prosthetic eye from Luther's clutch. Cha-Cha and Hazel break into the Hargreaves house and attack Luther, Diego, Allison, and Vanya, but flee and kidnap Klaus when the siblings fight back. Diego finally turns off Grace, as she is totally oblivious of the fight and shows other malfunctions. In a flashback, it's revealed that 7 years ago, Hargreaves sends Luther on a mission that goes severely wrong. To save his life, Hargreaves injects Luther with a serum that also transforms his body into that of an ape. Cha-Cha and Hazel torture Klaus to get information about 5. When they begin to destroy Klaus's drugs, he gives up information. Patch goes to the motel to search for the 2 hitmen and frees Klaus but gets killed by Cha-Cha. Klaus escapes through the vents with the briefcase. As he opens the briefcase, he time travels. A flashback shows Number 5's life in the apocalyptic future. He is eventually approached by the Handler, representing an organization called the Commission. She offers him a job. He works some time for them by killing people throughout history until he finds a way to return to the present day. Vanya stops taking her pills. When she auditions for the first chair in her orchestra, she gets it, but at the same time, a mysterious power within her appears. Klaus destroys the briefcase after returning from his time travel. He fought in the Vietnam War, lost someone close to him, and is heavily traumatized. Luther and Number 5 trick the hitmen into setting up a meeting with the Handler in exchange for a different briefcase. She offers Number 5 a new job, which he accepts under the condition that his family survives. Pogo reactivates Grace and asks her to keep a secret from the kids. Klaus time jump lands him in the Vietnam War, where he falls in love with a soldier named Dave. Vanya is angry at being excluded. She unknowingly causes a rainstorm and bends several street lamps with her emerging powers. Luther and Allison confess their romantic feelings. 5 intercepts orders to protect a man named Harold Jenkins and sends orders to Cha-Cha and Hazel, telling each to kill the other. 5 steals a time-traveling briefcase and flees the Commission. He arrives at the beginning of the episode, altering the timeline, and rallies his siblings to stop the apocalypse. In 1989, Harold Jenkins is born from a normal pregnancy, although his mother dies in labor. Harold idolizes the Umbrella Academy and believes he is like them. Reginald rejects Harold, telling him there is nothing special about him. Harold murders his abusive and alcoholic father and is sentenced to 12 years in prison. 5 reveals they must locate Harold and stop him from causing the apocalypse. And Allison recognizes Harold as Leonard from a police file. Reginald, who tells him that Klaus has not fully seen the potential of his powers and that he orchestrated his own death in order to bring the 6 children together. Hazel receives orders to kill Cha-Cha, but instead incapacitates her. Leonard and Vanya are harassed by a trio of thugs. They beat up Leonard, causing Vanya's powers to burst, killing 2 of them. Leonard recovers in the hospital, having lost his right eye in the event. Leonard and Vanya go to the woods to train Vanya to develop her abilities. which grows stronger as she flashes back to her childhood training with Reginald. Reginald feared her powers were too great, so he isolated her and began medicating her to stabilize her emotions. Allison finally finds Vanya at the cabin and confesses that Reginald asked her to use her powers to convince Vanya she was ordinary. Vanya lashes out with her violin bow, slicing Allison's throat with her power. Allison is rescued by her brothers and survives. However, she is unable to speak. At Leonard's, Vanya discovers Reginald's diary. Realizing Leonard's manipulation, she kills him in a fit of rage. His body is discovered by Vanya's siblings and Five matches the glass eye to Leonard. Hazel returns to Agnes, only to find Cha-Cha has taken her hostage. Their fight is interrupted by the handler. Vanya returns to the house and Luther incapacitates her before locking her in an isolation chamber. The others protest, but Luther refuses to release her. Heartbroken and furious, Vanya gives into her dark powers and breaks out. The siblings escape as Vanya destroys the mansion. Ben is able to physically interact, saving Diego from falling debris. Vanya confronts Pogo, who admits to his knowledge of her powers. She kills him, and Grace is destroyed when the building collapses. Five meets the handler at the motel, only to realize it is a distraction. The siblings escape for the Icarus Theater, while Hazel and Cha-Cha are ordered to protect Vanya. However, Hazel betrays Cha-Cha and incapacitates her before returning to the motel, shooting the handler and rescuing Agnes. As the concert begins, the siblings fail to stop Vanya, and commissioned soldiers enter the theater. Ben manifests physically through Klaus and uses his powers to defeat the gunmen. Allison incapacitates Vanya as her accumulated energy is redirected out into space and destroys the moon. Fragments begin to rain down upon the world, causing the apocalypse. Having failed in their mission, Five suggests that they use his abilities to all travel back in time to stop the apocalypse as a team. As the world is consumed, Hazel and Agnes escape, and the Umbrella Academy transport back in time just before the apocalypse can kill them. Thanks for watching this recap. Hope you enjoy it. Don't forget to subscribe and comment.